G'day. What if I told you the most important photos in the world would never hang in a gallery? You know, as photographers, we take our cameras out and we can spend hours and lots of energy trying to make the perfect photograph. Spending lots of money on good gear, walking for hours through the forest, landscape, setting up our tripod, trying to time sunrises, sunsets, mist, fog, rain, whatever, trying to get that perfect photo. And that's all nice and good. But what photos are really remembered and treasured? I'm pretty sure it's not the pretty sunset. You know, a few Christmases ago, I was given a rather unusual gift. It was a very old little cardboard box, falling apart, taped up. An uncle of mine bought it at a big estate auction. Contents of a garage were being sold off. He bid for this cardboard box. Then he gave it to me for Christmas, because inside the cardboard box were glass plate negatives, probably over 100 years old. They were fascinating. They were all from mainly a couple of different areas in Victoria, here where I live. I was able to scan these glass plate negatives, get them in the computer, switch them around to positives, do a little bit of work on them. Here's a couple of photos from those glass plate negatives. I then contacted different historical groups in the sort of geographical area of where those photos were taken, and sent them copies of the images. Well, it was quite a sensation. And you know why these pictures excited so many people? Not because they were perfect compositions or done by famous photographers, or fantastic scenery photos of the area. No, a lot of them were just snapshots, but people could relate to them. They were from their area, possibly from their family, and they were also records of history. And that's an important point to remember. So we used that word before, snapshot. Oh dear, as photographers we try to extend ourselves beyond the level of just taking snapshots, don't we? We have our photos pixel peeped by people and oh, how sharp is this? And oh, you've blown out the highlight there. Something like that. Or a composition, maybe if you could have moved a metre to the left, you might have changed the composition in some better way. A lot of energy goes into that sort of thing, but really, what are the most important photographs that will come out of your life? I think we need to take a look again at snapshots. Now I've got a little photo book here, and photo books, that's another subject at the end, but anyway, I'm not going to digress on that. I've got this little photo book I made that has photos, a lot of them just snapshots, of one of my granddaughters, and I put it together to give to my mother. So she's got a record of photos of her great granddaughter. So, snapshots made up into a book, and this book is really well loved by the people who have it. Not because they're fantastic photos and amazing portraits, things like that. No, they're a bit of personal history that the people who have the book can relate to. And they'll look at those photos far more often and with far deeper feeling in their heart than a pretty sunset on a calendar. A bit over a year ago, my father passed away. At a lot of funerals, you have this sort of slideshow of photos of the person through their years of their life, and a lot of people enjoy seeing those photos. Well, what I did, apart from compiling a collection of photos for the actual funeral, I got all those photos then, sorted them together into a photo book, got about 10 copies or so printed, gave them out to members of the family. So that book was full of pictures of my father. For my mother, it was full of pictures of her husband. For my uncles and aunties, it was full of pictures of their brother. So, It meant different things to different people, but all of them really loved having that book collection of photos. And the photos, really, there's a few here, they were snapshots. Okay, none of them are formal portraits, anything amazing coming out of a camera. They're all taken only with film cameras back in the day, by people who weren't photographers. They were just people who had a film camera. They were snapshots. So snapshots, that word that brings up to mind just boring, unsophisticated, mistake-ridden photos by people who don't know which end of a camera goes where. They're actually very important. And as photographers, what does this mean? Well, in between the times you're getting out there with your, very expensive gear and trying to find the best location to get the best sunshine or waterfall photo or anything like that, just remember, in between those times, take photos of your family, take snapshots of your daily life, the people you love, and don't throw them away. Keep them, make photo books, get them printed, share them around, because they're the photos your friends and family will want to keep. Well, they might ooh and ah over a nice pretty waterfall shot that you made, but it doesn't mean anything personal to them. Take snapshots, print them up, spread them around, hand them out. Those are the important photos that you'll be remembered for during your life. So here's a few photos that are nice, that I sort of went out of my way to take. Concentrated, chose the right moment, went to a particular location. These are nice photos, but they're not as important as photos that are unplanned, that are snapshots of family and friends and times. Here's a bunch of snapshots from my life and my family that to me are really important, and they're the ones I keep going back to every now and again, looking over, reminiscing, thinking of memories, feeling fondly of my family and friends. Snapshots can do that for you, whereas a pretty waterfall won't. Here's some photos that are full of faults. However, I like them. I think they're good. They're actually good because of their faults. The flares, the blurriness, the graininess, the blown out highlights. These things are actually adding to the image, not taking away. So once again, it's the candid shots, those moments that you want to capture that are important, instead of the technical aspects of having pixel perfect photos with absolutely perfect exposure and perfect composition. Take your personal snapshots. Now, I make videos for my own enjoyment. I'm not sponsored, I don't have affiliate links, I'm not selling anything, there's no ads. I'm doing this for my own enjoyment, and hopefully yours as well. You can buy me a coffee, www.buymeacoffee.com/fredcarrot. But whatever you do, whatever camera you got, pick it up, take it for a walk, take some snapshots and have some fun. Bye.